going to talk about today is this wonderful idea of energy. I'd like you to think about a time when you were in an occasion or a place or a team when you felt very energized. And we're actually going to use that experience as the basis of this whole conversation this morning. You have a choice. You can either create organizations that cooperate with each other, or you can create the big freeze. The choice is yours.
I think all the human resource issues that you face today are tough, and they will get tougher. Human resources will be the #1 issue, and it will, as a challenge, each year become more difficult, because the candidates, the market, will be the powerful player. You want the best person at the best price, at the best quality in that position.
Europe has been changing, Central and Eastern Europe has been changing, and all the professionals in HR field face the issue of having enough talents, of retaining all these talents in their organizations, and the issues related to the diversity of labor force in terms of the age, gender, even capabilities, I would say, is something what all the institutions, all the organizations and all the companies need to address.
The event is very professionally done, very well organized, I would say a good combination, a good balance between discussion, socializing and professional content. Many conferences are stated to be regional focused, but I think this is perhaps one of the very few conferences where I really feel that the people are truly come with a regional mindset. The delegates are really from multiple locations. So this is in spirit this kind of diversity which we talk about, but we walk the talk also, and I think that struck me. I would see a good reason for marketing, salespeople, finance people, others being here if we have a good value proposition for that, which I think HR certainly can present.
All this event for me as a benchmarking opportunity. Benchmarking from a perspective that I can position myself and my organization and my HR practices within the region, and with the opportunity of having international or well-known worldwide speakers as well invited. I have a unique opportunity to understand where am I standing as an HR professional and whether the challenges of my organization are tackled at the right level. So I would really call it as a good benchmarking opportunity.
Being a part of a very broad HR community means to see that in this region we all share similar challenges despite of the country and even despite of the branch of industry we come from. And this was a nice opportunity to see how these challenges could be met in several ways, because when you're a part of one organization, then you have more or less one view on the way how to manage these challenges. It's a nice opportunity to see that to see many people from the industry in here, to see how the challenges are being faced with the different countries, different companies. It's also a nice opportunity to hear somebody from the academic world, which is very important for us, to have a nice glance and maybe to lift above this usual day-to-day practice. And yes, definitely I would recommend this event to the colleagues in Serbia.
I think it's important that HR executives join together as a community and learn from one another. And having been to sessions like this in many different countries, I'd say that especially as the CEE region grows and expands, there's so much rapid evolution that's happening in different countries at different paces that events like this are incredibly important for people to share best practices, success, how things work, as well as the trouble that they face and how to overcome obstacles.
I'm really very pleased to meet my colleagues from HR, from such famous companies, world-famous companies as Coca-Cola, IBM, Microsoft, and so on.
I think it's a great event, really. It's the second time I'm here. Last year I was here as well, and I can only recommend to any HR professionals in our region. And the reason for that is because, first of all, you have so many HR brains here. On stage and then in the breaks. So first of all, it's a great networking opportunity as well. But the quality of the presentations are also very high. So I really believe that the content is right, the speakers are really high quality, great networking, and the organization is also very professional. I think there are two typical workshops or presentations where we can get something out of it, but two very different things. The one where we are really brainstorming together or listening some of the big thinkers about what the future might bring and how can we prepare for it. And the second one is really listening to other companies, what they do and what we can learn out of that. So I've really seen some great stuff in both. Since we have all the big companies here that are serious about HR, it was really interesting to hear what Microsoft is doing in performance management, what the other companies, how IBM is thinking about some issues. So these were really very useful ones. But probably, if I may mention, the number one highlight for me, at least in the last 3 days, Professor Garrett Jones was just amazing. It's probably the best presentation, or between the 3 best presentations I've ever seen. Is of course, as always, for something like that, you have a person who brings incredible energy to a room on the 3rd day of a 3-day event, and filling the room with energy. It was really amazing. And also what he was talking about, how we can become leaders and what we need to think about. I think this was down to message to all of us here in the room, what I can do myself to improve myself. So this was really, really very useful for all of us, I believe.
I really think that the HR profession and HR professionals needs to create energy about the changing agenda of HR, because that would move the function and that would move us forward to the direction that we all want to go.